this was the one to keep an eye on out of the fixtures that were announced for this weekend. Ballygunner versus Na Piarsaigh, and it finished Ballygunner 16 points, Na Piarsaigh 1 goal and 9. So not exactly the free-flowing game that we might have been hoping for in terms of scores, but it definitely was gripping. And Ballygunner, as they tend to do now, they found a way to win.
Yeah, there was a bit of a feeling of All-Ireland final off this one. I think that, like, I do think that, like, personally, that out of all the teams left in the championship before this weekend, I think Na Piarsaigh were the best equipped to maybe stop Ballygunner. And I think Ballygunner. The conditions didn't help. The conditions straight up like did impact this game. That the free flowing hurling that we normally have seen from Ballygunner wasn't fully there, but it just shows that they can win each way. That they do know what it takes to get a win anyway as well. And look, the scary part, I think, for the rest of the country is that they've so much more to give. Like Patrick Fitzgerald couldn't really get into the game. Kevin Mahoney didn't have the same same impact. Peter Hogan too has more to give. Like, even I suppose you can think about Mikey Mahoney. Like, I think they do have more room to grow. They had some really good strong performances in the day. I think like the likes of Philip Mahoney as well continues to grow. Like from strength to strength. Barry Coughlin, Paddy Levy. They just have kind of they've intercounty quality all over the pitch. I'd say they beat a fair couple of county teams, but at the same time, the Piarsaigh, like, they found it tough to get into the game. They'll be disappointed. I think that they couldn't have got more out of their key men. I think when you look at it, like Peter Casey didn't have much of an impact on the game. Conor Boylan didn't really get on the score sheet either as well. And Kevin Downs has been having a really good year all year and just kind of like just went back to a few kind of just kind of ran up blind alleys a good bit as well, turned over an awful lot, and I think they'll just be disappointed with a few bits like that they just couldn't get key men into the game. And but even look, despite all that, despite everything that happened, we all saw like the Stephen O'Keefe had to flick a ball off the line that would have literally equaled the game in the last minute. So it was always a game, but like Ballygunner did always look in control. They did look the classier side. They looked like they had more hurling about them, and I do think that I think that makes them like as pretty much unanimous kind of favourites for the All Ireland. I think it's as clear cut an All Ireland as we're going to have in quite a while. I think on who we think is going to win the hurling this year.
Yeah. So my next question was going to be to you, that how much do you think that they've improved, or who that's come in do you think has improved them, or how have they improved? But I mean, from your piece there, it's obvious that you think that they have. Can anyone stop them then? As that is, like, if someone is to stop them, kind of who would you be looking at? Would you be looking at Clonlara, who of course they're going to play in the Munster final? Would you be looking at Na Fianna, O'Loughlin Gale, St. Thomas's, or even Cushendall or Sockneil?
Yeah, no, look, I wouldn't say that. I actually don't think they have really improved that much. I think in comparison to last year and the year before when they won their All Ireland, I think they're much at the same level. I think when you look at the players that they have, the starting 15, it's actually the exact same 15 as last year. Like, it is the same, and it's the same subs coming on. If you look at it, it was only Billy O'Keefe and Harry Ruddle that came on who were playing last year too. So, I think they're at a similar enough level. I just don't think there's a team the quality of Ballyhale. I think we've been spoiled a little bit in previous years with the Ballygunner-Ballyhale rivalry, that those two sides are as good club teams as we've seen, really. Like, I think there's just the quality between them is just ridiculous. And I think we're seeing this year that when one of them steps out and one of them's not around, that the other is going to be just look that much stronger than the rest. Like you said, any new players that are stepping up. Like, I don't think there's like you said, there's no one really new stepping up, but like I think Ronan Power was really, really good. Like at the weekend, he's hit 2 points from range. He's been playing really well the last couple of games. Would be interested. Maybe Davey might give him a go. I know he's still young enough as well. Like, so yeah, I think he's maybe the one that might get a Waterford run. And then I think if you talk about if any team is capable of getting close to them, like you mentioned Clonlara, I don't we'll talk about that in a minute. I don't think they'll get close in the final. I think that could be like the same way that I said that I think Ballygunner would beat Sarsfields by 10. I think we're going to be looking at a similar Munster final.
Really?
Yeah, no, I think
That was
it'll
it.
be.
You called the Sarsfields one spot on. I really didn't think it would be that easy for Ballygunner in that game. But like Clonlara, really, like after beating Killadangan, you still don't think that they can put up a
Yeah,
test?
I'll get into why I wasn't really impressed with Clonlara in a minute now, but yeah, no, I do think that. I think St Thomas's. I think that I think the Ballygunner will have an awful lot for more than St Thomas as well. I can't see them getting close. And you look in Leinster, a lot of new teams in Leinster that like O'Loughlin Gales like are maybe my favourites at the moment for Leinster. Very, very hard to call Leinster. I think I'd be leaning O'Loughlin Gales, but like you look as well, you've got Nace in there, Kilcormac Kalahi could come out. Kilcormac Kalahi could be a good shout too there. I don't think Na Fianna win it in their first year. Yeah, I don't think Nace either too, but I don't think any of those Leinster sides get close. And then which actually leaves the one team I think that is capable of putting up the best game to Ballygunner, and they've done it to them before, is Slotneil actually. So I think Slotneil, there was a game famously enough the year that Ballygunner won the All-Ireland in the semi-final where Slotneil caused them the mother of all scares, and that probably should have beaten them. And I think it was 218 to 119 that finished, and like Slotneil had a great chance that game. And yeah, if it goes up to Croke Park, I'm not sure if they can live with Ballygunner and their pace and everything too, but potentially an All-Ireland semi-final, I need to see how the draw works. I think Slotneil might be the best equipped, but I think there's a big discrepancy between Ballygunner and the rest.
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair enough assessment to a level. I would actually be a little bit more confident in the Fianna than you are yourself. I think if they can get Donald Burke back in for the late stages of it, and if he's in any way close to the form that he was in for Dublin, I think they have one of the best forwards left in the club championship, along with Desi Hutchinson playing for them. I think with Liam Rush, Brian Ryan, the Curry brothers, AJ Murphy, Shane Barrett, I think that they have a lot of quality there that could trouble teams. And the fact that it is their first year out and they have nothing to lose and they will just go for it, I think that could maybe make them dangerous. The fact that they've lost the baggage of winning the Dublin Championship for the first time, having fallen short heartbreakingly after so many years, that maybe could play to their advantage. But I definitely am making Ballygunner absolute favourites. The way they beat Na Piarsaigh in this game was fantastic. I mean, last year it was a lot more free scoring. This time they led 7-6 at half time. A free from Ronan Lynch lowered the gap to 9-7. This was on 42 minutes. Then Ballygunner hit their decisive spell. Desi Hutchinson, Harry Ruddle, Ronan Power, and 3 from Pádraig Mahoney powered them on to the finish line. So even though Adrian Breton had got the goal for Na Piarsaigh in the second half, didn't really make a difference. Ballygunner, you're right, were the better team throughout this game. And they're into the final.